If you think and you believe that Facebook and YouTube and Google are rewarding people for doing this right now, which I believe, we've built our business on Mark Zuckerberg catering to our ideology, which is his ideology, which is use this platform to communicate and connect people. So you got to feed that, especially now, because I believe Mark Zuckerberg is rewarding us for using his channel to communicate during this time. So speaking of that, we have these local networks. And these local networks are things that we invested in because we didn't want to be committed and reliant upon Facebook throttling our message. Mm-hmm. So by diversifying our channel strategy, not so reliant on a Facebook page, not so reliant on an email channel, not so reliant on a text message channel, but we have groups, organic, we have text messaging, we have email, we have all these diverse channels. We can easily activate this messaging. So as you as a business think about, oh my God, it's crisis time, I gotta communicate. Well, we haven't built a database. Oh, we don't have that organized yet. Oh, we gotta do a video, a PSA, well, what are we gonna push it to? Who's gonna see it?
Sad, but it's a huge value to a lot of our clients having us is we already had the text messaging in place. We already had all the different channels, marketing, email marketing campaigns, video campaigns. We were already connected with all of our users. So a lot of our businesses who should have been direly affected by this are probably going to skate through it because we can switch over instead of walk-in service, this service, we can hammer through text, through, that channel that we have with them to keep them alive. I'm just thinking some of our restaurant partners who are converting, who wouldn't have had that opportunity if they didn't, they didn't switch over to, carry out whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
being able to communicate that
you can't pivot your business if you have no means of communicating that you've just pivoted. So, exactly. When we shoot a video, it's because we want to put it on Facebook, Google, Instagram as quickly as possible, and we want to distribute it to our people, mm-hmm. right? So we have a mechanism by which, even if we just open the business today and we want to do a PSA day number 2, we could do that. It might cost us a little bit more than if we've been open collecting data and building audiences, but for certain we could do it day 1. But the whole thing we advocate is build, and we've been advocating it because you don't want to be constrained to Mr. Zuckerberg's logarithm, right? We didn't want to be constrained to email open rates just going down and down because people don't care anymore, and there's an overwhelming number of email marketing communications. We don't want to be a victim to the circumstance. We want to create opportunity, and that's why having diverse channels, having strong social networks and different demographics, and being able to launch. I mean, there's a reason why Disney has hundreds of Facebook pages, hundreds of Instagram channels, hundreds of brands, all commingling and sharing their message. That's why they bought a network as just another channel for them. So we want as businesses to think of their brands as a network, and that they have to have different ways to get out their information. And that's what we are trying to help them with. And I love environments that we have in different markets, allows them to utilize our list to act on their behalf. But really what we advocate is that they utilize this strategy for their own business so that at any time they can drop a PSA, which truthfully should be as frequently as possible.
Yeah.
Here's an update on the industry, here's an update on our business, here's an update on the community, here's an update on a success story, here's a testimonial story, here's our CEO, here is the current event, here's our upcoming event we are participating in, here's an offer we're giving away, whatever the thing is.
Yeah, and I think this is, this is like truly a testament, but like if you were a restaurant owner, how you would be, or if you were, a gym owner, or if you were whatever, a light bulb.
Speaking of, if I was a restaurant owner, is that we're open for business video ready to go?
Yeah, it's running.
It's running on the page, or rendering?
No, I mean it's been done. Lauren should have.
Okay, let's ping her and say get it up, and then I'm going to move it into an audience so that in the next 12 hours or so, everybody in our environment. They also have to include it in the email, and they have to text it out. So let's get that. Let's get that moving.
Just got it. So,
okay, good.
But if you were a business owner, whatever, a service or product provider, it's funny because I know without a doubt in my mind, you would be literally hammering all of these communications channels day and night, period. And that's what we're trying to bring to people in the community, as a brand agency. That's literally what we're trying to deploy. And it's like, it's funny because if you were a business owner at this point, like, you would literally be doing all of these things. There's not one thing we're trying to convince.
I don't know what you just said.
Yeah.
But what I just heard was that people that are in charge of the business are not able to make the decisions to do what we're talking about.
We're trying to push, yes.
Yes, and so what I'm suggesting, and this is hard, these are diamonds in the rough, and that's why we go back to diversification. Not only we diversified industries, but we've diversified mentalities. And so there are some people that are drivers, and there's some people that are protectionists, and there's some people that are conservative. You have to have a balanced client base as it relates to their psyche. And we've got enough psyches that are competitive and are going to drive through this and want to. We know it's not easy. We know that it's not easy to spend money on Facebook when you're losing customers. We know that. But if you can figure it out and be smart about it, you can remain relevant. You can perhaps grow during a retraction, and when it does wear off, or as the president says, wash through, then you will be in position to capitalize on the opportunity that will again return. If you believe in America, then you believe that you must be in an athletic position when it returns, because it will return. It might be a different landscape, but it will return.